the internet's greatest unsolved puzzle. Imagine opening your computer one morning and finding a single image, a black background, a white cicada, and one sentence. Hello. We are looking for highly intelligent individuals. At first, it looked like another internet prank. The kind of post people would laugh at, forget, and move on from. But one person made a simple decision. Instead of reading the picture, they examined it. That tiny decision uncovered a hidden message buried inside the image itself. And with that, one of the greatest internet mysteries had officially begun. More than 10 years later, no one has proven who created it. No one knows why it happened. And some people believe that was the plan all along. So let's start with the first question. Why did anyone think the image was hiding something? Back in January 2012, strange images appeared online all the time. Most were memes. Some were hoaxes. This one looked no different, except for one detail. The message didn't say, "Solve this puzzle." It said, "We are looking for highly intelligent individuals." That sounded less like a game and more like an invitation. Someone wondered if they're looking for intelligent people. Maybe the first test is noticing something everyone else misses. So they downloaded the image, not to look at it, but to inspect the file itself. Inside, they discovered hidden information using a technique called steganography. Steganography is different from encryption. Encryption hides the meaning of a message. Steganography hides the existence of the message. Imagine writing invisible ink between the lines of a normal letter. Unless you know where to look, you'd never realize the secret was there. The hidden message pointed toward another clue. Then another. Then another. Normally. That's where internet puzzles end. Someone gets attention. People solve it. Everyone moves on. But Cicada 3301 did something different. Every answer created an even bigger question. And before long, thousands of people around the world were trying to solve it together. Some were programmers, others were mathematicians. Some studied ancient languages. Many had completely different backgrounds. Yet all of them were chasing the same mystery. Then, the puzzle did something no one expected. It left the internet completely. The next clue wasn't hidden on another website. It wasn't buried in another image. It wasn't even online. Instead, it pointed to a real location. Imagine spending hours solving impossible puzzles, only to realize your next answer was waiting on a street corner, hundreds or even thousands of miles away. At first, people thought it had to be fake. Anyone could post a puzzle online. But organizing clues in the real world, that was something else entirely. Then the first photos appeared. A telephone pole, a plain sheet of paper, the same white cicada symbol, the same mysterious logo, the same feeling that someone had planned this far in advance. As more people shared their discoveries, a pattern emerged. The posters weren't in just one city. They appeared in multiple countries: Paris, Warsaw, Sydney, Seoul, Honolulu, Moscow, Miami, and several other locations. Think about what that meant. Someone had designed the puzzles, hidden encrypted clues, printed physical posters, and somehow placed them around the world before anyone even knew the game existed. That raised a new question. Who had the time, the money, and the organization to pull this off? A single internet prank no longer seemed like a reasonable explanation. The deeper people looked, the more professional everything appeared. Then came another surprise. The puzzles themselves weren't focused on just one subject. One moment, participants were decoding encrypted messages. The next, they were reading centuries-old books, then studying philosophy, then analyzing music, then writing computer programs. It almost felt as if the creators weren't searching for the best programmer or the best mathematician. They were searching for someone who could connect completely different ideas. Someone curious enough to keep learning even when nothing made sense. And that may have been the hardest part of the entire challenge. Not solving one difficult puzzle, but refusing to quit when every solution only led to another mystery. As the weeks passed, thousands of people who had started the journey quietly disappeared. Some became frustrated. Others admitted the puzzles had become too difficult. Only a tiny number of participants continued moving forward. Then investigators noticed something even stranger. The people who claimed they reached the deepest levels rarely spoke about what happened next. And that's where the mystery takes its darkest turn. When internet investigators looked back at the people who claimed to reach the final stages, they noticed a pattern. Many of them simply disappeared. Not literally. They didn't vanish from the world. They vanished from the conversation. Some deleted old posts. Some stopped answering questions. Others refused to explain what happened after the last puzzle. That silence became a mystery of its own. Did they finally discover who was behind Cicada 3301? Or had they signed some kind of confidentiality agreement? Here's where it's important to separate fact from speculation. There is evidence that some successful participants received private messages after solving certain stages. But there is no verified public evidence showing they joined a secret organization, intelligence agency, or hidden society. The internet filled in those gaps with theories. And once a mystery has missing pieces, people naturally try to complete the picture themselves. One of the oldest theories is that Cicada 3301 was a recruitment program for an intelligence agency. At first, it sounds surprisingly reasonable. The puzzles tested cryptography, programming, security, logical thinking, exactly the kinds of skills intelligence agencies value. But there's a problem. No government has ever claimed responsibility. No leaked documents have confirmed it. And after years of investigation, no credible evidence has connected Cicada 3301 to any intelligence service. So, if not a government, then who? Another theory points to a private cybersecurity company. Instead of hiring people through interviews, why not create the world's hardest job application? Again, it sounds possible, but if recruiting was the goal, why spend so much money hiding clues across multiple countries? Why disappear after creating one of the most famous internet puzzles ever made? Most companies would probably take the credit. Cicada 3301 never did. Then there's perhaps the strangest possibility of all. What if there was never a practical goal? What if the puzzle itself was the entire point, an enormous work of interactive art, a social experiment designed to see how far human curiosity could travel? It would explain the mystery, but it still wouldn't explain the global planning, or the extraordinary level of detail hidden inside every stage. Every theory answers one question, while creating another. And that's exactly why the mystery has survived for more than a decade. Because every path eventually reaches the same dead end. No names. No confession. No final answer. Only another question waiting to be asked. After more than a decade, the internet has changed almost beyond recognition. Websites have disappeared. Forums have shut down. Social media replaced message boards. Artificial intelligence can now solve problems that once took people days. Yet somehow, Cicada 3301 remains unsolved. Think about that for a moment. Every famous internet mystery eventually slips up. Someone leaks screenshots. Someone claims credit. Someone makes a mistake. Digital footprints are almost impossible to erase forever. But not this one. Whoever created Cicada 3301 planned carefully. They revealed only what they wanted people to see. And when the world started asking questions, they simply stopped answering. Today, researchers still examine every clue, every timestamp, every encrypted message, every forgotten forum post, hoping that one tiny detail will finally reveal the people behind the symbol. So far, nothing has. Maybe the answer is hidden in a clue no one has solved yet. Maybe the creators are still watching quietly from the shadows. Or maybe the greatest trick wasn't designing an impossible puzzle. It was creating a mystery that could never truly be finished. Because think about it. If Cicada 3301 had ended with a simple announcement, "Congratulations, you solved it," would anyone still be talking about it today? Probably not. Instead, it left behind something far more powerful, a question with no confirmed answer. And human beings have always been fascinated by unanswered questions. That's why people still search for lost cities, still debate unsolved disappearances, still investigate strange signals from space, and still return to a single image posted online in January 2012. A black background, a white cicada, one sentence: "Hello." We are looking for highly intelligent individuals. No one knows who wrote those words. No one knows exactly why they were written. And perhaps that's exactly why Cicada 3301 has become more than an internet puzzle. It has become a legend. So here's one final question. If a new image appeared online tonight, using the same symbol and the same invitation, Would you open it? Or would you leave one of the internet's greatest mysteries alone? Sometimes the scariest mysteries aren't the ones with monsters. They're the ones that make ordinary people wonder. What if it's real?